Rap is a musical genre that originates in the streets, and many popular artists in the genre are known gang members. Not all artists who throw up gang signs in music videos are truly affiliated. However, there are plenty of prominent rappers who are really about that life. Here's a look at some of the most well-known artists who are gang affiliated. Bloods. Young Thug. Jeffrey Lamar Williams, better known as Young Thug, is a rapper and singer from Atlanta, Georgia. Thug was born in the Jonesboro South Projects in the Sylvan Hills neighborhood of Atlanta, also known as Zone 3. Thug was one out of 11 children in his family. Today, Thug is known for his outlandish fashion sense and unique vocal delivery. But growing up in a rough part of Atlanta, the artist had many run-ins with the law and is known to be affiliated with the Bloods. One of Thug's brothers was shot and killed when the rapper was young, and another is currently serving life in prison. He claims he was in the streets since he was 8 or 9 years old and was expelled from the 6th grade for breaking the teacher's arm. After that, he spent 4 years in a juvenile detention center. He started to rap while locked up, and when he got out, he linked up with his childhood friend, Pee Wee Longway, who introduced him to Gucci Mane. Gucci ended up signing Thug to his 1017 label, where he released several popular mixtapes like 1017 Thug. But after Gucci was sent to prison, he sold off Thug's record contract so he could continue his career. After that, he began an affiliation with Birdman and Cash Money that resulted in Rich Gang, a group he formed with Rich Homie Quan, with Birdman acting as executive producer. In 2015, Lil Wayne's tour bus was shot up by a member of the Bloods, and Thug was named as a person of interest in the shooting. Prosecution tried to claim that Thug's YSL brand, short for Young Stoner Life, was a blood set that Thug is the leader of. It's unclear whether this is true or a surface-level accusation meant to discredit the artist. Thug doesn't talk much about his blood affiliations in interviews, so it's unclear exactly which set he's from. But he does reference blood culture in his music, and many of his mixtape titles contain reference to the gang, like Barter 6 and Slime Season. Thug has tried to distance himself from the streets and focus on his music career, but he still occasionally gets caught up in the drama. He was arrested in September of 2017 for drug possession and possession of a firearm, after the cops raided his home and found felony amounts of marijuana, meth, and hydrocodone, along with a variety of other drugs and a weapon. His lawyers had the case dropped on a technicality because the police executed the search without a warrant, and Thug was not given any jail time. Since then, he's been on his best behavior, but with Young Thug, you never quite know. Young M.A. Katora Marrero, better known as Young M.A., is a rapper from Brooklyn, New York. The artist is best known for her viral single, Ooh, and her remix of Chirac by Nicki Minaj featuring G Herbo. Young M.A. was born in East New York, Brooklyn. Her father was incarcerated when she was only a year and spent 10 years behind bars. When she was 7, her mother moved the family to Chesterfield, Virginia to escape the violence of the Brooklyn neighborhood. With her father locked up, she got very close to her older brother, Kenneth Ramos, who was a known member of the Bloods. When the artist was 16, she moved back to Brooklyn to pursue music seriously. Young M.A. is one of the first popular female rappers to openly identify as gay. She has talked at length in interviews and her music about her sexuality and claimed that growing up, she was always interested in activities commonly thought to be masculine, like football and rap, and she eventually came out to her family when she was 18. In 2009, when Young M.A. was still in school, her older brother Kenneth Ramos was murdered. He was stabbed to death by a former friend in a dispute that was gang-related. According to case records, Ramos was the leader of the Valentines, a local blood set based in East New York. His killer was a man named Seamus Hayes, who was also a member of Kenneth's crew. According to authorities, Hayes killed Ramos to seize control of the gang because he felt the victim was too demanding and controlling. He was sentenced to 20 to 40 years in prison for the killing in 2011. After Kenneth was killed, Young M.A. claimed she went into a deep depression. It took her several months to shake, but eventually used that as fuel to fire her passion for music. Despite her brother's involvements in the Bloods, Young M.A. has claimed that she is not an official member, but she is close with many Blood members in her neighborhood who were associated with her brother, and her crew, Red Life, is thought to be a reference to the Bloods. But in interviews, the artist has dispelled the myth that she is an active member and claims she is more of an affiliate than a hardcore gangbanger. Crips. Lil Loaded. Deshaun Robertson, better known as Lil Loaded, is an up-and-coming rapper from Dallas, Texas. Born in California, the artist and his family moved to Dallas when he was 10. He was raised by a single mother while his father was incarcerated. The artist started hustling and selling weed when he was only 12, and when he was 15, his brother was killed in an incident he doesn't like to talk about. His brother's death caused him to go harder in the street, and around this time, he joined the Rolling 60s Crips. When he was 18, he had a close call and was shot in the hand. In an interview with DJ Vlad, The rapper claims that he was hesitant to go to the hospital to report the shooting, so he had a friend's mom rip the bullet out in a local residence in his hood. After the shooting, Lil Loaded decided to be more careful with how he moved and started rapping. His song Block Baby was released in 2019 and currently has over 23 million plays on YouTube. He released a remix featuring NLE Choppa in 2020 and has gone to collaborate with major artists like YG and Polo G. In early November 2020, Lil Loaded surrendered himself to Dallas authorities after a warrant was put out for his arrest. He's accused of killing 18-year-old Kalia Walker in late October. Complex has reported that the victim's sister claimed to see Loaded and her brother hanging out together outside her house. While inside, she heard 2 gunshots and came out to find her brother dead with a wound to the torso. Lil Loaded claimed in an Instagram post that he is innocent. He posted a bond in early December and released a 9-song project called CRIP Tape on December 11th. His case is still ongoing and more developments are likely to come. Schoolboy Q. Quincy Matthew Hanley, better known as Schoolboy Q, is a rapper from South Central Los Angeles. Schoolboy is best known for his association with Top Dog Entertainment and Kendrick Lamar, as well as major hits like Collard Greens and Man of the Year. Schoolboy was born in Wiesbaden, Germany on a military base. His father was in the army, but his parents divorced before he was even born. After he was born, his mother moved him back to the United States. They spent a few years in Texas before eventually settling in California. They ended up living on 51st Street between Figueroa and Hoover Street in South Central, an area known for gang activity. Schoolboy says he started gangbanging at 12 and is a member of the Phi Deuce Hoover Gangsta Crips. He claims he joined the gang because his friends were doing it and he needed a way to support himself, growing up in a single-parent household. He started selling crack, marijuana, and Oxycontin in his teenage years. In 2007, he was arrested for a crime that he's hesitant to disclose and spent 6 months in prison and another 6 months on house arrest. Rumors have circulated that the arrest was related to a home invasion. Schoolboy has claimed he started rapping when he was 16, but didn't take it seriously until he was 21. He started working with TDE in 2006 and released his first mixtape, Schoolboy Turned Hustler, in 2008. He formed the group Black Hippie with 3 other popular LA artists who were affiliated with TDE, Ab-Soul, Kendrick Lamar, and J-Rock. Even though J-Rock was a member of the Bounty Hunter Bloods and Kendrick was affiliated with the West Side Piru Bloods, Schoolboy claims that there were never any tensions over gang affiliation within TDE. He claimed in a DJ Vlad interview that the Bounty Hunters and the Hoover Street Crips didn't have beef, so it was never an issue. Plus, Kendrick was never truly a member of the Pirus. He was just childhood friends with many members of the gang. Schoolboy Q has made several references to Crip culture throughout his music. The song Hoover Street on his album Oxymoron is all about joining the Phi Deuce Hoover Street Gangsta Crips and how it took his innocence away. His songs Tukey Knows Part 1 and 2 are a reference to Stanley Tukey Williams, who founded the first Crip gang in 1971, the first organized African-American street gang in America. On both tracks, Schoolboy describes the gang lifestyle and all the danger that comes with it. While Schoolboy has never turned his back on his origins and the culture he grew up around, he says he started rapping as a way to get out of the streets. He formed Black Hippie to help him improve as an artist and surround himself with people who would keep him focused on living a different type of lifestyle. Over the past few years, Schoolboy's been laying low and avoiding trouble. He hasn't had any high-profile run-ins with the law, other than a minor marijuana charge at South by Southwest back in 2011, and has maintained a commitment to living the rest of his life in luxury while raising his daughter Joyce. But despite his decision to get away from the gang lifestyle, Schoolboy Q is still considered one of the most authentic Crip rappers to pick up a microphone.